Last time on Total Party Guild.
You see the head separate from the body and it comes spinning through the air. The neck is frosted over so it doesn't spray blood everywhere.
Aw, I'm used to being covered in juices.
What?
Yuck.
The giant crab battle, all the goo stuff we've done.
Welcome, heroes, to tonight's Total Party Guild, your retrowave D&D inspired podcast.
Kind of.
My name is Sean Rowe, and I will be your GM for this DM for this session. And I am laughing too hard to continue, so I'm gonna give me a second. Respawn.
This is D&D inspired. You're not wrong.
Inspired.
I know. That's why I thought it was all right. I thought I was just gonna keep going, but no, I
D&D
could.
adjacent.
It's literally D&D.
Because you were laughing so goddamn hard.
Okay.
It's like D&D, except it's D&D.
Except we.
It's like dollar store D&D.
It's like D&D,
She
but we
wants
play
the
with the
D&D.
5e books. Oh, that's D&D.
Oh, weird.
Is it like the LaCroix of D&D?
It'll be the Baileys of D&D. As close as you can get to D&D without getting your eyes wet.
Without rolling any dice.
All right.
Welcome, heroes.
Starting. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Welcome, heroes, to Total Party Guild, your wetro. Oh my God.
Wetro.
Wetro.
Your wetro.
Getting your eyes wetro.
We
Like
gotta keep
Davis
that in.
from the
I can't-
70s.
I can't do it. I'm gonna grab a clip from a previous one and throw it in this one.
No,
Welcome, heroes. Sean is unavailable to make the introduction. So, Vanessa's doing it because he can't stop laughing.
This is your retrowave inspired live play 5th edition D&D podcast.
You know there's a script, right?
Yeah. I know there's a script.
This
I've
week,
done it so
Read
many
the
times.
script.
Guild will
Should
be
fine,
hiring
but-
out Vanessa Otero playing Jewel Von Onyx.
Human Bard.
Jeremy Blackheart playing Brilliance B. Red Moon, a fighter warlock.
And Justin Lamb playing Stennel Bjornsson, the halfling barbarian.
My name is Sean Rowe, and I will be your DM for this session.
We've had a case of the giggles
Yeah.
in the
Lock and
studios.
load.
Can't help it. Last time when we were playing, the party ran across a handful of dressed gentlemen as they were destroying evidence. They broke into the house in a 3-pronged attack. One of the guys went breaking out the window and trying to escape, but was shot dead by B. And in the process, a second intellect devourer popped out of nowhere and leaped at what?
Jewel Von Onyx.
Yeah. No, sorry, I read your thing.
You said we ran into dressed gentlemen versus naked gentlemen.
Yeah. No, appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
No.
I'm trying to contribute to the being able to do a whole episode tonight.
So yeah.
Anyway,
Jesus, guys.
No, we were definitely not fighting naked gentlemen. Although that would have been nice. No,
I don't even know how to edit this. I don't know how to edit this.
it's easy.
I just let it be.
All right. And they ended up killing an intellect devourer that was about ready to smash on Jewel. This is where
Wait.
we leave the-
Smash
What?
means having sex.
Oh, well. I
This is
guess,
demisexual.
This is my favorite episode ever.
I guess I'm getting older and I don't understand all of these weird lingo things. I just meant to like literally there's a smash attack. Like it doesn't have that. Obviously it has claws. But regardless, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Oh, I'll help
Jesus,
you. I'll help you
guys.
keep up to date. I have even started parting my hair in the middle instead of the side.
Good call. That's also an internet thing right now.
Parting it in the middle? Why is
Because
that?
if you're an elder millennial, if you part your hair on the side, if you part your hair on the side, you're old, apparently, according to the new generation of.
What if you don't have hair?
Well, they're talking. You're definitely old.
Ultimate part.
I think you answered your own question.
You've parted it completely.
Oh.
All part. Oops, all part.
Does that count for guys too? Should I start doing like down the middle where it's like the suave butler with the curls on both sides?
You should definitely do that. Yes,
Anyway, back
Yes,
to the
I will pay you.
episode.
to do that. And their Jewel stands. She had just recently washed the gunk off of her using that nifty cleanup spell.
Vegetation.
Yep,
And it's still-
prestidigitation.
And it's still standing
And
on
the
a
boat is slowly beginning to flow down the canal.
Shit.
We've now dropped out of combat, Stennel. You no longer are enraged, and you stand up. B, you can see the boat starting to float farther and farther away, and Jewel is standing there on the boat.
Is there like
what do you guys wish to do?
an oar or one of those like big gondola stick things that I can direct this boat?
Yes.
You just Superman fly the boat up the stream.
I can't fly because I lost my concentration on my only fly spell.
Oh yeah.
Stennel, I'm in a boat.
I'm on a boat and it's going fast. And I will dust myself off and I will sprint to where B is standing by the water.
And you can see the boat flowing farther and farther away.
Are there any oars or anything in it? Can I control this, or am I just set adrift?
You're just set adrift in the sea of weirdness. Yeah, no, there's oars.
I'll try to direct myself back to the shore or the docks and stuff, whatever.
A screen swipe rolls across the screen, and then you're standing on the edge of the the dock after time had gone by and you'd made your way back.
Oh, I'll look in my pot. I'll like pat myself down and pull out one of my flares and shoot it off. Trouble.
Which one are you firing?
The trouble one.
Okay. Does anyone remember if that was silver or gold?
Silver.
It was gold.
Yeah, Vanessa just made that up in the last episode.
Right.
The trouble one. I think it was silver.
Okay. Well, when you fire the trouble one, it goes sparking off into the night, and it explodes, lighting the area around you guys. It looks very pretty.
I also try to gather whatever from the inbox because I was holding the inbox when I fell from the sky. So whatever I can salvage from that, I've also tried to do.
Yep. You've collected a handful of sheets. Some of them's covered in gore now from the Intellect Devourer's brain exploding all over you. Some of them ended up in the canal, but you do have a handful of sheets in front of you.
I'll help moor the boat.
It's already moored. Yeah, we did a screen swipe. She's already docked. She's back on the docks themselves. Everything's fine.
Well, then I won't.
Figured it out.
You already did.
Well, then I did. I'm so clever. I didn't even realize I'd done it.
Yep.
And then I'm going to take this weird glowy orb with the ring and the handle. I'm going to press it into Jules' hands and be like, here, you drop this.
Yeah, so Stennel hands you a grenade.
Why I dropped this? Why are you handing me a grenade?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
What's a grenade? Can you eat it?
Yeah, it explodes. You're lucky none of us exploded.
What? Give me that. I'm going to take it back.
Okay.
You now have a grenade.
Oh, this is great. I am just waiting for the moment when I need to or when someone needs to take my weapons for me to go into a secure place.
And you grenade
I'm going to
them?
list them all individually. No, I've just got so many weapons. It's great.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm an arsenal. I'm a walking arsonist.
That's not something you should advertise on your resume, bud.
Unless you're joining an adventurers guild, and then
Yeah, I guess arson is a perk.
I was thinking arsenal, but sure.
So that's cool. What do your papers say?
I don't know, like just wiping gore here and there, and I don't even know if I would be able to make sense of what any of it is. Are there any crates or boxes left in the house itself?
You guys hadn't really spent a lot of time inside the house. You're gonna go back there and take some time to investigate.
We probably should,
You
but
can have other people.
we're also waiting on anybody from the guild to show up.
Mm-hmm. It will probably take them a little bit of time. You guys were spread out a little bit.
Okay. Well, are we close enough to the house that we could yell at them if we saw them coming over? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go back up to the house and start looking, and someone can just keep an eye out, right?
Should we? Yeah, that makes sense. We don't necessarily know that he was going to go and can we search the bodies?
Yeah.
Search the
Yeah,
bodies.
we never do that.
Okay. So there's 3 bodies. There's 2 inside and 1 out in the boat. The guy out in the boat has a smooth stone that you guys would probably recognize as a sending stone. And outside of that, he doesn't really have any sort of paraphernalia or other weapons on him. Inside, though,
Does he have a spell book?
He does not have a spellbook. Inside, the two guys that you had taken out already are pretty similarly armed. The one guy that had the knife and was stabbing Stennel has a axe inside his coat. The guy who had thrown the axe has a knife inside his coat and also another grenade.
I will take those.
Were
Thank
you guys
very
going to
much.
look around the house
Yeah.
as well? All right. Go ahead and roll an investigation check at advantage. I'm assuming all of you guys are looking.
I got
Are these
19 plus
hand
2,
axes?
21.
Awesome. 1 sec. I'll get back to you. What was that, Stennel?
Are these hand axes? Like you
Yes. Yes, they're hand axes.
can
You can use them
continue-
for throwing and chopping. 21, Jewel. You do a thorough search inside this house. In the bottom. Oh, I forgot to write that down. Yeah, we'll do that later. Hang on 1 second. Jewel, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Okay. Oh no. Hold on. I picked it up, but it flew across the room. So hold on. All right, a 2.
A 2. As you are searching this place, you find that the desk itself had a hidden compartment in the back of it. When you open that up, there's a small wooden box. And it's a jeweled box. It has several jasper stones and moonstones embedded on the outside of the box itself. And then when you click it open, it's fairly heavy. When you click it open, there's a handful of gold bars sitting inside of it, and a small black cloth. When you open up the cloth, there is a yellow diamond sitting inside the center of it, and it has a strange sensation roll over it as you pick it up.
Oh, I wouldn't pick it up with bare hands.
Then it has a strange sensation that you can just feel hovering in the air around it.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any kind of identify spells, so I'm going to save that idea for later. And then how many gold bars?
There is a grand total of 3 gold bars at 250 gold apiece.
Okay. I will tuck that into the bag of holding, all of it.
Sounds good.
To eventually split between everybody, by the way, but just tucking it away while the guild might show up, I guess.
Sure.
Gem.
But it's some kind of magic gem that we need to identify. Okay. Do I find any more papers or anything cool? Brains and jars?
No, that's pretty much the only cool thing that you guys discovered when you're here. A couple minutes later, you see a couple of adventurers begin to show up out front of the building. They're approaching it stealthily and cautiously.
I will open. Do the windows on the top floor open?
Yes.
I'll open one and say, "Hey, we're up here."
3 sets of bows are drawn back and point towards you, and then they get relaxed a little bit, like scaring the hell out of us.
Sorry.
And then, they begin to approach. Is everything all right?
We found another intellect devourer.
Oh no! But you're all safe.
Yeah. He killed it.
Oh, congratulations! And then she points at one of the other adventurers who pulls out another flare. This one's red, and it goes shooting off into the sky.
Okay. Is that like a cancel out the distress call? Okay.
Yeah, it's like everything's okay.
Okay. I guess we didn't need to call them at all. What should we go to where we were supposed to go in the first place, or because this isn't even where we were supposed to be, right, guys?
Nope, this wasn't where you're supposed to be. But you guys are actually hunting for this location. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to, and I just never got a chance to say that I scraped the leftovers of that intellect devour into a sack or something, or a box.
Okie doke. Gross, but you do
so
it.
I can hand them off. And then what were on those papers?
Do you go ahead and take a look at them?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me let's do a investigation check. There's goop and stuff all over the papers. They don't look like they're in order. You're going to have to spend some time to organize them.
19. So 18.
Nice.
Good job. After a little bit of working together, you guys begin to piece it together. It looks like that this was order forms. Like this was how they were tracking shipments. After taking a look at it, it has 3 regular addresses that these shipments end up going to. This being one of them.
We should get the information out to the guild.
Yeah. Are the
People?
other two down here?
Milo?
One is in the underground, and one is a lord's estate in the upper West Bank area.
That's a stunner. We're all speechless.
We're all writing it down. Okay.
Do we know, would we know which lord lives at this address? I mean, I wouldn't, but.
Lord Stangenfell.
Oh, that poor guy.
Do we know if anyone's planning on going to the one that's in the underground?
Currently, no. It's not a part of any of the things that you guys were looking at. In fact, looking at the addresses, and since you're not really familiar with the underground, you're not 100% sure where this would be.
And we ask our driver. Sorry, Jeremy, go ahead. You keep trying to say something, but I keep talking.
Did I hear the guy's voice with the stone when I fought him?
You heard him yell out in pain.
Yeah. Or cast a spell?
He would have said one word to cast the shield spell.
And Misty Step.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have heard that one from where you were. You just heard the spell effect.
Can I take the sending stone and try and use deception to mimic his voice?
Sure. What are you gonna say?
Let me double check something. I didn't take it. I managed to get away with a box full of notes, but they captured 2 others. What do you want me to do?
Kill the others. Burn the notes.
And meet you where?
A regular meeting spot.
Understood. I think they're still on my tail. Is there something else I should do?
If you have to, sacrifice yourself.
Understood.
That was a good idea.
Well, the sending stone, it's the spell sending, so it's only in your head.
Okie doke.
So I just tell everyone else.
Okie doke. It would be 5, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning now.
Should we try to go to the address of this other place, see if somebody knows how to get there, or?
I mean, maybe we should take a note of the addresses and then pass it off to the rescue team to take to them whoever's directing everything, and then go to where we're supposed to go.
Okay. Yeah, that works. I wasn't sure if the rescue team was just like whoever's nearby when you see that they're supposed to come to you to help, or if it was actually a specific team.
Yeah, no, that was it. It was whoever's closest response.
So why didn't we get a cool red flare?
And again, the mission was to find this place in particular. So you happened to see it on your way to your spot. That was maybe the spot you're supposed to be at. So technically, you succeeded.
Right.
Hey.
Okay.
I had in my head we're doing a large-scale assault of the undercity to try and flush out any rain dogs.
The large-scale assault was to find this place because you guys didn't have an exact location for the guild.
Now we do. And maybe in investigating other locations, maybe some other dudes found some other shady stuff. Find the shady business. Stop it where you find it.
I want to wrap up the dude that the intellect devourer hatched out of in like a tarp or canvas or something. Just tie it up, because even though B has no idea what's going on, he understands that it might be good for somebody that would know what was going on to take a look at it.
Okay. So you spend some time wrapping up the body.
And then I drag it back to Jewel and Stennel.
Nice. So you guys see B go and wrap up this body and drag it back to you guys. This somewhat like, look on his face.
Why? I have no idea what to do with this.
Oh, we're going to save him. Okay.
I figure if somebody else gets infected, it might be good to understand how.
I have 6 spell points. Do I want to waste 5 of them sending to one of the people in charge to let them know that we found the place?
I mean, we do have 3 or more backups here.
So yes. Okay.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea to distribute the information we've got, go through these cool papers and facts.
Okay. I
And
will
we can nap.
kind of concentrate for a minute and then cast sending to whoever was in charge of like spearheading this that was also down here with us. No, I guess whoever was in charge, just so that they can get somebody sending more messages to other people if they need to.
What's that dwarf's name?
Osric?
Yeah, I'm Osric, right?
Igrax. Mosaic.
Yeah. Okay. So I will send
Ajax.
it to Osric. Found the place. Give them the address. Another intellect devourer, 2 more locations, and I'll give them the address of the other place in the underground.
That's going to be more words than you have.
Is it?
Well, every like word. So if you say a number 1337 Tobias Lane or something like that, I don't know, maybe
Okay.
1377. That's 2
I was
words.
thinking, okay.
133 52789 Tobias Lane.
Damn it.
No, I'm just kidding.
If the word's hyphenated, does that count as one
We
word?
had a baby. It's a boy. No. So hold on. I'm going to count. We found the place. 1, 2, 3, 4 street. 2 more places. 1, 2, 3, 4 street. And Lord Stangenfell.
Strangenfell.
Strangenfell. I have 5 more words. Hold on. Another intellect devourer. We're okay. And that's
You squeezed all of that in
I
there.
did. Hopefully that there weren't more than
Right.
4 numbers in each address.
That's what we pay her for.
Right. Good job. Sending team now.
1 spell point, which does literally nothing.
Did you guys hang out for a bit then?
Yeah.
All right. Time passes maybe about an hour or so, and several other boats begin showing up with the rest of the adventurers that had come down here. They all begin to disgorge. They start taking over the house, start tearing apart everything that they can find. You see Osric come up and approach you guys, and he seems very proud that you guys have succeeded as much as you've done. All right, lads, let's take a look at that paperwork they have there. These are the other 2 addresses you were saying.
I'm like beckoning and nodding, but not really just saying anything. Just like, yep, yep, this. Here you go. Tired.
So I know you're very tired, and you look like you are, but do you want us all to move on this one facility? I don't think it'd be wise if we moved a large group. If you'd like, you can go back to the guild and rest, and I can send some of the fresher ones to go take a look at this secondary address.
I mean, I have nothing. I'm running on fumes right now. Like I have nothing except my crossbow.
You said it was an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel great.
How wonderful for you.
Just sitting around resting, yeah.
I used a couple of hit dice. I'm feeling okay too. These are just flesh wounds.
I mean, it's up to you. I can send someone else.
I mean, that it would probably make. I mean, from a podcast story point, it doesn't make sense. But from like, we're running out of resources. I'm running out of resources at least.
Plus, by now, you guys are starting to feel the staying up all night kind of a thing.
I'm just gonna say, I'm not sure a smaller group would be better either. Because when I don't remember much about coming down here, but leaving, there were a lot of people, and who knows however many more. And I throw the bag with the intellective hour. How many more of those are hiding?
That's a good decision there, lad. That's a good decision. Well, we'll definitely move on them. Perhaps you get some rest, and Jewel, then maybe you'd be willing, after getting some sleep, to check up on this Strangerford's place.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, hopefully 8 hours of lead time isn't going to allow him to totally escape our investigation.
Well, from what I understand, Lord Strangerford is very well tied into this city. If he was to take off, that would be a sure sign of guilt.
Oh, we got a sure sign of guilt right here.
Well, we only have partial evidence there, lad. So he's received some shipments, but we don't know of what. And some of them people up above, they work with the people down below.
I can squeeze it out of him. After I get some sleep.
How's that sound then, Jewel?
Sure. Yeah. I can take my team to shake down Strangerfell.
Right. That sounds good. You head on all back down.
Thank you for all that you've done.
Hey, thank you. Hopefully we can root these bastards out.
Hopefully. Weaponizing intellect devourers isn't awesome. I'll look at B and Stennel like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys then leave the underground. You make your way back to the guild house or your relative places of rest and recuperation. And you guys will rest for 8 hours then. Getting up at what does that put you at? Like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Somewhere around that time frame?
Yeah. 1400.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you guys want to do in the meantime, or are you just going to go sack out?
I'm gonna make sure that kid's still around.
Are you going back to the guild to take a look?
I mean, where else were we going to sleep?
I have a house.
Yeah, Jules got a house. So when you arrive back at the guild, then B, and you start asking around the handful of people that are left inside of the guild, no one has seen Reslin since yesterday.
Was Reslin the kid?
Yeah.
Maybe he had a long night and he's sleeping.
Maybe he was kidnapped.
What, again?
Maybe he was a
Oh,
traitor and
no,
he went to do traitor stuff.
No one was watching him.
Didn't we tell him to stay?
The barkeep's like, well, I think that, the night crew was watching him, but then everyone went to bed, so.
Okay. I just go to bed. Not a lot you can do.
Nope. So time passes. You guys wake up the next day. You have a healthy breakfast, lunch, dinnerish, whatever that would be.
I eat so much.
What do you guys wish to do?
I'll saunter back to the guild and just hang out and wait for them to come downstairs or come back to the guild. Reconvene.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Be curious to know what the updates are after, and if anyone's gone through the papers and all that.
So yeah, as you guys have made your way back, news has filtered back to the guild house. The team that went to that secondary address, they found a warehouse, and the warehouse was empty by the time that they arrived. There was a handful of crates that were there. Some of them had frozen fish on the inside. Some of them had trinkets. It very much, as they're describing it to you, reminds you of the warehouse that you had run across previously. It was definitely a front for something else. But there was several large crates that were there that were now missing. And that's pretty much where the leads went. It died at that point in time. They weren't able to find anything else of use. After doing that for a little bit, they came back to the guild house. The emergency was called off. You guys have done what you could at that point in time. And now the guild leadership has decided that if you're going to go talk to Strangenford, Fell, then hopefully you'll be able to garner some information there. From what you hear, they actually expect you to be quite successful since Jewel is still a name around the town.
Yeah. Okay. I never put too much faith in that.
I do.
Well, if we're gonna go to a noble's house, can't really carry all my crap.
Oh, that reminds me. When we have a moment where we're not really being watched or anything, I'll hand you each a gold bar worth 250 gold. And then I'll pull out the gem with the cloth and say, we need to have somebody do an inspect on or identify on this because there's something weird about it.
Do a deduction.
I
mean, can't we just have the wizard downstairs do it?
Yeah, but he was on payment, but I guess we could pay him.
Does he?
Doesn't he?
Ask you for payment.
Didn't he ask? Who did he ask for payment last time?
Didn't he ask for payment?
Yes,
last time?
he asked to be for payment. Yeah, let's ask him.
Doesn't he not do the thing that he does? We can ask him.
Let's go downstairs and do that.
We'll go.
Cool. While you guys are going downstairs, I'm looking through the names to find where the hell the wizard's name is at. I found him. Olmir.
Olmir?
Yep.
Olmir.
Oh, hello, Jewel. And how are you doing today?
I am doing okay. How are you?
Oh, splendid. Had a good evening listening to all the stories of you guys investigating the underground. I hope it went well.
Yeah, it seems to have gone pretty well. When we were down there, we found this weird thing. Can I ask a favor?
Oh, for you, Jewel, anything.
I pull out the diamond. Do you think you could help me identify what this weird thing might be?
Sure. Let me take a look. Go ahead and hand it over, and I will get it set up. And you see him take it, and then he goes back to his little room, and he puts it in this little pentagram that he's got drawn out. There's a bunch of different elven symbols all carved around this flat desk. He whispers a couple of enchanted words, and he takes some little sand and sprinkles it over the top of it. You can see it glow briefly for just a moment. And then he picks up the stone and hands it directly to you. He's like, "Oh, it's a elemental gem."
Elemental gem?
Yes, this one is an earth elemental gem. At your will, you can activate the magic on the inside of it, and the gem itself will shatter, and it will summon an earth elemental.
So it's just like a one-time thing?
Yes. It is definitely a one-time thing, and it will be underneath your control, but it will be just as if you had cast any of your other spells you need to continue to concentrate on when you cast it. If you lose such concentration, then the elemental could possibly turn hostile.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, were you planning on coming over for tea?
Absolutely. When would you like me to come for tea?
Oh, I think the wife was thinking next week. She absolutely loves those biscuits that you bring.
Oh, awesome. My dad makes them at the family bakery.
Oh, yes, I remember that you said that last time. That's fantastic. She'll love to see you. And bring that cittern. We love to hear you play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I will. Let's see. Just like thinking through my schedule and yeah. And it would be whatever day you want. I'm free all week actually. So just send a message.
Fantastic. I'll definitely message you.
All right.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
What kind of stuff would Bee have for breakfast?
At lunchtime.
What's a classic Bee breakfast at lunchtime?
A piece of fruit and tea.
Yawn. I'm probably eating like something that's lunch appropriate and pancakes.
And pancakes.
And beer.
And beer for breakfast. All right.
Some kind of ale.
When you eat one meal a day and you fast, your body stays leaner and it makes it a lot easier to move.
Is your one meal a day a piece of fruit and tea?
No, this is just because I'm extra hungry today.
I can't hear you over the sound of the meat that I'm chewing. Giant mouthfuls. Anyway.
Every time I go to noble houses, I get my butt pinched.
What?
Is that something that you enjoy?
No, that's why I quit being a dance instructor.
Oh, well, look, I'll walk behind you and I'll make sure nobody gets a hold of those cheeks.
Cheek guard.
You can count on me.
He just has a look of bewilderment and disgust simultaneously.
Don't worry, I won't take my eyes off him.
Thank you.
Jewel, you'll have to guard your own butt cheeks today.
Can do.
Wait, this is normal?
Yeah, don't you have a badger butt guard?
I prefer the term rear guard. I'll keep your caboose from getting loose.
I think that's what my pants are for. Thank you, though.
Oh, well, if you have nice pants, sure.
Is this something we have to do? This is something we have to do.
I mean, you don't have to come with us. They just asked me, so I could go by myself.
I'm not going to send you into brain dogs with nothing to back you up.
I mean, I have my cittern. I got a sword.
The cittern, does it recharge at dawn or dusk?
I guess like a once a day thing. Hold on.
Dawn. Okay, so the spells that you used last night would have recharged
Because the sun has come up since then.
Right. Cool. Yeah. So you are fully charged, ready to rock and roll. What you guys plan on doing?
Yes.
Is there somewhere safe I can put most of my junk?
Yeah.
In the guild? Yeah, lots of places. Put them in my bedroom.
I had packed to get ready to go on a week-long expedition to Nolan-infested territory.
Yeah, you can drop it off in a storage safe area. That's no problem at all. Cool. All right. So you do that. It's now closer to 3:30.
Yeah,
Takes
I'm
like a
mostly
nap.
just going to take ammunition and water skin.
All right. So you have an ammunition and a water skin.
Chalk.
I'll show up dressed in my Bantham stuff. So I'm dressed to the nines with like some neon accents, and then the badger cloak on top, but also the full arsenal of weapons.
So you have an axe and javelins hanging off of you.
Bandoliers, backsling. I've got like scabbards just galore. I'm a porcupine, basically.
I don't know if they're going to let you in with all of that.
It's for work. It's work related.
Yeah, but
See the badge?
They don't care.
Well, they can try and take it from me.
Hey. Yep.
Come on, how am I supposed to protect B's super slim butt cheeks?
I feel like it will be easy enough. Let's go.
All right, so you guys make your way to through the city of West Bank towards Lord Strangenfell's estate. You begin to move up one of the tiers, basically. To this is a tiered city, right?
Yep.
Jamie.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Cool. You move up the tiers, and the farther that you go up, the nicer and more austere the outlying city becomes. The architecture begins to change to that of like marbled buildings, and the city streets begin to reflect like nice cobblestones. You also see that there's a thinning out of the rabble and more well-dressed people showing up, and a higher population of peace officers as well begin to make their way known as you move farther into this area. By the time you arrive at the level of Lord Strangenfell's estate, there's hardly anybody about. Instead, it's mostly carriages moving, floating across the landscape as horses with enchanted hooves are walking above the cityscape, and the carts themselves are just floating on like neon glowing lights that lifted above the concrete ground. You guys do stand out at this level since you're walking on sidewalks. You arrive outside of the Strangenfell's estate, and it has several guardsmen posted. There's an actual like guard house that looks built into a stone wall, and you can see beyond it into a well manicured lawn to a multi-tiered home that stretches beyond the entryway. One of the guardsmen approaches and nods at you as he comes over to you. State your business.
Jewel von Onyx here to see Lord Strangenfell.
And you can see his eyes light up, but he continues to like hold a professional demeanor, and then walks back to the gatehouse.
I'm just going to loudly, Jewel, we've told you time and time again not to talk to the riffraff. I know you're such a sweetheart, but you can let me and the bodyguard talk to the guards. It's okay. You don't have to make that a chore you take on.
And I just give the kind of like sorry for my man like face, like my assistant is so controlling. Like the
And I just kind of look back and forth between them like, really? Oh, yes, we should be doing the work. Oh my gosh.
The guard comes back from the gatehouse, looks over you three, stares at Stennel, says, Lord Strangenfell says he would be more than happy to see you, but naturally your weapons need to remain here.
On the street? Where are we?
No, sir, in the guardhouse. Please, just if you'd like to leave them here, miss your sword.
Of course.
Jewel doesn't go anywhere without a fully armed bodyguard, more than capable of handling any threats. Now, I understand we're going into this nice establishment, but you understand that Jewel's a star and that she needs her bodyguard. So I'm sure there's something you can work out.
Yeah, she can totally have the bodyguard. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. B.
13 plus 7. 20. 30.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. You can keep one weapon. Professional courtesy.
All right. But you're going to keep all these safe, right?
Yeah, of course.
I've been waiting for this. All right. So I'm going to hand over hand axes, 4 of them in total. I'm going to hand over fistfuls of javelins. I've got 11 of those.
Are you even carrying those?
I'm going to hand over a heavy crossbow.
Where are you keeping all of this?
28 crossbow bolts. Right? I'm going to hand over my second heavy crossbow. I'll hand the guy my mystery dagger that I picked up. I've got this great sword I've been carrying around.
You have a great sword
Mm-hmm.
on your back.
You can't even swing that.
I had it since character creation. I bought it. But yeah, it was actually too big for me to use, but it's there.
I actually want to correct something with that. So a
What?
small character can use a great sword, but it is always at disadvantage.
Yeah, I couldn't use it as effective because it's not really made for half. You understand, right?
The guard nods at you as he's like beginning to stagger under the weight of all the equipment you're handing him.
I start to look bored.
Hang on, and then I pull a dagger out of my belt, and then I pull a dagger out of my sleeve, and then I pull a dagger out of my shoe, and then I drop the 2 grenades on top of it.
They make a tink sound as they land on all your equipment.
And on top of all of that, I gently place a painting of a lizard man clown. It's to attack someone's sanity.
And I go, Stennel, where did you get my toy? And I go to grab the grenade, and then I get out some like line.
Oh, I kind of picked them up. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Deception check on that one. This guy may have seen a grenade before.
18 plus 7.
He hasn't seen a grenade before. You pocket 2 grenades.
Mm-hmm.
I hand over my sword like I don't need a fucking weapon.
And he opens the gate, and you guys begin walking in. At the front of the doors, as you approach, you see several other guardsmen standing nearby, and then the door opens up, and there is a steward who pops his head out and looks over you 3. Oh, hello. Are you here for Mr. Strangenfell? I can bring you to the study.
I look to be. I'm not supposed to talk.
Oh, yes. The illustrious, amazing Jewel is here for a private performance. You've been randomly selected among the great nobles in this city to get the private performance of Jewel von Onyx.
I'm sure that Mr. Strangenfell, Lord Strangenfell, would be more than happy to have such a illustrious guest. Please step in.
And I bow and put out an arm so Jewel can lead the way.
And I do.
So you guys...
And I follow B.
Laser focused
On alert.
eyeballs.
The steward lets you inside the house, and it immediately opens up to a large room with one of those double staircases that go up to a landing in front of this room. He takes you past the double staircases, down a small hall, and into a left-hand door that opens up into a very large study. There's bookcases everywhere. There's several lounge plushy chairs and couches. There's several tables spread out throughout the room. A cozy fireplace already going heats the room. It feels quite comfortable and relaxing in here. Against the side, there's a tea set, and there's also several what's the word I'm looking for? Drinks on a stand. And as the steward walks in the room, he looks over you 3 and says, "Would you like any refreshments?"
Oh, we just came from brunch, and I'm afraid that anything that we haven't thoroughly inspected could compromise Jewel's singing voice.
Quite right, quite right. Is there anything else I can get you while you wait for the Lord?
I look at Jewel and Stennel.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Please make yourselves at home. And he points to the many chairs inside the study.
Is it bad? My first thought was to make a fort.
I'll make myself at home. I'll have a seat.
All right. You go and grab a seat. And what's Jewel and B do?
I'm going to sit confidently.
You go over and sit confidently. And as you do that, the steward turns and begins walking out of the room.
So while we're waiting, I am going to look at B and say enthralling performance, right? Like that's the play here.
I just shake my head yes a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys wait for a good half hour, maybe getting closer to 45 when the door opens up. The steward again pops his head in, looks at B and says, "Lord Strangenfell." And then an older man begins to walk inside the room. He's got one of those like bald pates with the hair that wraps around the outside of his head. He's got a small beard that hangs down over his face. His clothing is impeccable, of the style of West Bank royalty. Several gold rings drip off of his fingers, and he has a heavy gold and jeweled necklace that hangs in front of him. He walks inside and he bows slightly to all three of you. And then, Jewel, it is a pleasure to have you enter my home. I did not realize we'd had such a meeting scheduled. If we had, I would have welcomed you with more fanfare.
I understand.
And he begins moving over to a chair. He waves at the steward, and the steward turns and exits the room. And he sits down comfortably with a bit of a sigh as he gets off his feet. It has been such a long day today. Well, now that you are here...
And I say, Lord...
Pardon my man.
Strangenfell. From the old Strangenfellish.
I apologize if this seems like an intrusion, but this is something the agency has just taken upon itself. Pop-up shows with influential people.
What
only
agency
do we get the
are we speaking of?
Not my agency.
Oh, the cat has gotten your tongue, has it?
Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Do you not work for said agency?
I'm an independent contractor for the area.
Oh, I see.
And I say, let me see if I have my contract here. And I pull out a notebook and start flipping through it, but it's just doodles of random shit in fashion design.
Of course, you'll have to excuse my man. He's terrible with names. It's Starfire at agency.
Oh,
they're just trying to promote some. They're a newer agency, and they're just trying to promote some stuff. I signed an endorsement deal with them, so as part of that, I have agreed to promote them.
Oh, you are a busy one, I see.
Yeah.
Does Jewel have any fancy jewelry on?
Of course, I have some gold. I have gold bracelets and some a necklace.
I'll pick the two most kind of out there pieces you have and say, our agency also makes this jewelry.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, are you looking for an endorsement or a patron, perhaps?
I think for now we're just I think they're just trying to get their name out there and get it circulating, just trying to advertise their different product lines.
Oh, I see. Well, then perhaps you can show me what it is that you're here to portray. Is it music?
Sure. My
Do you
portion.
like music?
That's great. And I'll pull out my Saturn and start playing some music for an enthralling performance.
Can I do the synth thing with my warlock weapon and play backup?
Sure, sounds good. Jewel, go ahead and roll me a performance check at advantage, and then tell me how that spell effect works.
Let me double. You say at advantage or no? Did I just make that up in my brain? I made that up in my brain.
No, he said at advantage.
For the performance, yeah.
Okay.
I'm helping you, and I'm proficient with the synth and drums.
That's an 18.
At advantage? Wow, that's
I rolled a
not
4
great.
and a 9, and I have a plus
Ouch.
9.
I mean, that's a great plus, but yeah, that's a low roll. Still, 18's pretty good. It doesn't sound like you suck.
So, enthralling performance. If I perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, or dancing. At the end of the performance, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watched and listened to all of it up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, which is 4. Each target must exceed a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC or be charmed by you. And since I'm playing my Cittern, they have to do it at disadvantage. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you. It speaks glowingly of you to anyone who speaks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, avoiding violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf. This effect ends on a target after 1 hour if it takes any damage. If you attack it, or if it witnesses you attack, you're damaging its allies. If it succeeds a saving throw, it has no hint that you tried to charm it. So
Okay. What is the save it needs to roll against?
Wisdom 15 at disadvantage.
Okay. He's going to piss you off, but my only good rolls have been this one, and I rolled a 17 and a 16 on disadvantage.
Damn it. Why?
Without any modifiers. That's just the roll.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was my own.
So the performance is nice, and you can see he's actually enjoying it. As he's listening, he steeples his hands. His head begins nodding to the music. He even closes his eyes as the music is playing and kind of like begins to shift back and forth in his seat as he's listening. And then when the music stops, it's almost like he's caught. For a moment, he sits there completely still with his eyes closed. And then his eyes slowly crack open and he looks at you. Oh, is that all? It was such a good performance.
The first taste is free?
Well, I did quite enjoy that. You would be interested, perhaps, in seeing me yet again?
What are we doing here? Vanessa's like, we've gotten in too deep. Why aren't we just questioning this guy? Maybe you'll have to schedule through Starfire Agency.
Oh, I will definitely do that. Your minion there could speak to my steward, perhaps in private.
Private? There's no need for privacy, is there?
Oh, I was just trying to help him out.
I see. Well,
if that concludes your business, then we shall definitely have to set another date, perhaps.
And I say, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt if you want to give a small encore. And I wink.
Why?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How many doors are in the room?
How many what?
4.
One.
Just the one door?
Yeah, and like this massive window behind you guys.
Okay. I'd like to be just sort of casually, after dancing to that tune, drifting near the door and looking to Jewel and B in case they want me to block it or something.
So we're switching to violence, guys? Is that what we're doing? We're doing the violence now?
Well, I'm always
work?
ready. I mean,
Spell work, or are we gonna kill this guy?
we can force. Well, I mean, if he's a brain man, but I mean, we could just forcefully ask him some questions. I don't know. But
I have suggestions.
I'm ready for anything.
I was thinking the same thing.
To me or to him?
You'd made it over to the door, so you're good.
So I also have suggestions.
Okay. Because my enthralling performance is a one-time-a-day thing.
Yeah, your suggestion's better, but you keep having bad luck with saves.
Yeah, all my wisdom disadvantage throws have been over 15 so far.
Double suggestion?
Double suggestion?
Twinsies.
So you say you could give an encore, so I'll pull my citron out.
And I say, that new song, Twin Suggestion.
And I nod and kind of
I love that
point
one.
at you like, absolutely. And then I'll strum like a boom and say, I suggest you tell us about what are we calling this thing? What is this? The brain operation?
I suggest you answer all of our questions for the next 8 hours and then forget we were ever here.
That's a good one. I don't know if Jewel would be that clever. I suggest you answer our questions. And that.
What's the DC I got to beat again?
Wisdom 15.
He rolled a 14.
But he has a +2?
No, he's already rolled it. That's with the pluses.
Yay.
Yay.
I did it, you guys.
Finally.
Vanessa starts weeping.
And I say, I'm just going to say, Jewel, I don't mind if you want to entertain. I'm going to go make sure that the performance isn't interrupted.
Okay. You don't think that you could have some good questions to ask here?
I knock on my head and stick my tongue out.
Oh, cool.
I've got the dumbs.
Okay.
Will the adventurers ask entertaining questions? Will they figure out what exactly is going on here? Will
Probably
Lord
not.
Strangenfell decide that this is just some crazy stuff that's going on inside his nice home. Will Lord Strangenfell laugh yet again? Find out next time on Total Party Guild. Before we do that, some words from our heroes.
Hi, it's Vanessa, your befuddled glamour bard playing human. So let's see. Oh yeah, we're still doing this dice giveaway thing. This is episode 53. We are looking for 500 followers on Twitter, and then you get a dice box. Yay!
It's really
I know,
nice.
I sound super enthusiastic about it. Follow us on social media. We're on all of the platforms as Total Party Guild.
Oh, and remember to rate, review, subscribe, hit the little like button, hit the little heart button, whatever buttons you've got, and send us emails at totalpartyguild@gmail.com. We read every single one just before we drift off to sleep.
And if you want to learn more about Arosa, the characters, the cast, or anything in between, check out totalpartyguild.com, where you can find all of that and more.
And remember, a guild of many defeats more monsters. Party on!
Party
Party
on!
on.